But I know Tony. I don't believe I didn't go to the military to be a patriot. I didn't go to the military to because I was going to fight in my country. It was a way out of the neighborhood because if we
Yeah,
were told
same
at
here.
18, you got to be gone. You got to be gone. So I remember sitting in graduation where people were excited. I got feared because I had no game plan. I didn't know Tony had a game plan until later. I had no game plan. So I said, "Well, he was in the military. I'm gonna do it too." I ain't never want to be in the military in my life. And the only reason I picked the Navy, 'cause I saw this guy with this nice suit on. I didn't realize I was gonna get bell bottom, so I got in there. There's nothing wrong with having trauma. We all do. You need to do something about it. Come on. Unpack the trauma with it.
What's interesting, Travis, what you say is why do we have, and I'm saying this as black people, so many secrets? Because these type of secrets, these are things that need to come to the forefront, that need to be talked about, that will help alleviate some of this trauma as we grow and as we mature. But we have this built in, and people be right next to you and they know it and won't say nothing. You know what I mean? And they'll let you go through this hell for most of your life.
But we're changing that right now as we speak.
Well, that's why I said for me to show up is being shown up for my son, and then even, like say if we can't be there for our kids because they just want to be different, then we can help the next person. So I think this is
that's it.
Good. What we don't like to Tony. That's crazy. So many secrets. We don't tell nothing. Then you go to the doctor like, you have any family history of this? I don't know. Nobody told me. I don't know what's going on.
That's right. I don't know my family. I'm sure somebody might have some, but I have no idea.
Right. That's a whole other podcast.
Exactly. That's a whole other show.
Yeah.
That's real. Trauma of secrets,
Yeah, health secrets.
Right. Really. Yeah. So now the impact of a father's love, because our environment as men is harsh compared to general women in general sense. Especially for us of African descent, it's a little bit different than other people.
Yes, sir.
That's just being real and honest, and that's just the life. So in environments where the husbands or men do, or fathers, we're talking about fathers, not showing that gentleness, or it's always a harsh type of situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think how to put this. I changed the path or to break some curses because certain things were done a certain way. And I realize now I'm, going on 58. I said, that's all he knew.
Yes.
Right? That was his environment. So that's normal to him. Yes. So I wanted to do something else. I started out one way with my children, and then I changed because I said, you know what? No, I want to change that dynamic. I didn't want that type of relationship where it's always seems to be just only authoritative type situation or discipline type situation. Hey, I just want to hang and talk with you, man. How you doing, man? What's going on with you? And we just talk and chill. And so one daughter's estranged, but out of my 3 that's here in California, 2 of them, I know I can go talk to them about anything. We can just be straight up real and talk about anything, and I'm still the father, but we just talking. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm not lying. And I don't feel like, I have that with my dad. Love my dad. But we don't have that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to change that. Yeah. I wanted that. I wanted to go sit and just talk to you about anything and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had to work at that, and I know as a father, confessing mistakes, that helps. So look, I'm just I tried to make the best decision, or apologizing. You know what? I didn't do that right there. I wish I had been more present during this time in your life and my life. And I could think about one of the divorces, and I was dealing with the trauma myself of what happened. And I look back and I said, man, but my son was going through that too.
Yep.
And I don't feel like I was there for him as much as he needed me there. I was so self-absorbed with what's happening to me, but it's happening to him too.
Twice.
So come on now. twice. So he needs me more present than I was before, you know. And I look back, and that's one of the things I regret. So, man, during that time, I wish I could relive that and be closer to him. During that time, we both were going through.
That's real.
But I'm just self-absorbed and not pouring into him like he need me to, you know. And so that kind of thing. But, you know, I thank God having that two people desire. You know, something I told him was, look, if this is going to work, I mean, I love you. I want to have a relationship with you. And I told him at that time it backfired on me, but then things came back around, you know, and things are like good now. And I love it. I really do. And I desired that with my own father, you know, but that's his thinking is different because he comes from a different time era. You know, I don't even look at it as, oh man, no, I know he coming from a different time era. Cause look, you know, this is how things were coming from he tells stories. I went, oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah.
You know, and then you sing, and then the father before that said, oh, wow. So it's just a generational thing. And so me, it's a wall built. So no, that ain't happening from me on down.
Yeah.
So I know when my son have a son, I know they're going to be close. Okay. I know he going to have that connection with him because we've started that and instilled that. So now, you know, he's going to move forward with something new that, you know, you put that's something and block that water and it goes a different direction.
Yep.
And that's what we did. And I'm so proud of that. Even with myself, I said, man, I'm glad we changed that dynamic. Yeah. You know, when the time, you know, I'm a grandfather on the end from his end, then it's a different direction. So like my grandkids from my daughter, my grandson, I'm going to hug him and kiss him. Yeah. I don't care where we at. I'm going to kiss you on the cheek, on the head or whatever, give you a hug. This how we roll.
That part.
We men.
That's right.
And we can show affection. We can be gentle. We can give instructions, but in self-control, right? And you controlling those emotions because we didn't grow up in that environment. It's just like whatever. And this is how we express ourselves. And we scare other people. And that happened with me, you know, because I came from a very expressive family. So I want other people at work. I'm scaring people. I'm already 6'4".
Yeah.
And then, you know, you got all the stereotypical stuff for our people. So then people looking at you crazy. That's not me at all. I'm probably the safest person here that you can be with.
That part.
Right?
That part.
But you looking at me in a different light.
Because it's foreign.
Yeah. But if anything went down, I got you. I'm loyal. I'm loyal to people. I know that about myself. And I'm going to protect you with my own life. But you don't know that.
Yeah.
Because you're just looking at the way I express myself and this. And I've had to say these things as supervisors and managers. I had to say, look, forgive me. From my experiences, like you were talking about being on the defense because trust, right?
Yes.
I know what you're saying. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
When you get treated like that all the time, so as soon as you do, like, what now? What
I do?
What? Exactly. What did I do now? I said, wait, why do you feel like?
You know, Rodney? Oh,
go ahead.
You speaking to that when you said the trust because part of the, well, you know, you had a father at home, but he probably had a father with him and it can pass down, which not having that father present, because you can be in the home but not present. And so and father present teaches you how to have confidence, self-awareness.
Yes.
You know, you can do anything. However, you know, like you said, you broke the journey of curse. But I was going to say something else too. But I saw Tony. I don't want to go ahead, Tony. You about to say something? Then I come back.
I'm gonna say one thing here, and then I'm gonna get off before my wife take me to divorce court. But I want to just go back to what Rodney was saying when we have to think about this, man. What Rodney was saying is something along the lines of breaking generational curses. You know what I mean? With that being said, you think about our parents were only about 3-4 generations outside of slavery and not being able to give that affection. They came from a situation, their parents, grandparents, what have you, where they were used to being told what to do. So in turn, that's all they knew with their kids or whatever. They didn't know how to love. They didn't know how to embrace. They didn't know how to give affection and none of that kind of stuff. So it's interesting with just listening to what Rodney was saying. And then that's when you have forms like this, because you're unpacking the trauma, then we got to break that curse for the next generation where we can do those things to show love, to show affection, instead of saying, tell. What about show, care, and caress, you know, that type of stuff. It's okay. It's okay to say, I love you, son. You know, it's okay to give your son a hug, you know, what people in the past would say those things are not manly like or what have you. I don't even know what that really means. You know what I mean? You know, this is your offspring. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that we're supposed to be nurturing in order to be able to help them build the confidence that they need in order to go out to be self-sufficient.
Well, before you leave, Stephen, before you leave, Tony, I was thinking the same thing, like what Rodney said. Back to Rodney too, when he went and apologized, to get. Because I remember when I got in school, in my bachelor program, when I learned, I said, man, I didn't some parenting stuff I didn't do right because it was taught to me how to parent. I went to him and said, hey, look at man. If I ever did something wrong to you, that's actually I did. I said, some of the discipline we could have did a different way. I want to apologize. He's like, Dad, we good. I felt I could have did different because when I teach African Americans, I said, you don't always have to. I once I learned, I know people. I got away from like belts and stuff like that because there's other ways. Because I remember I told this one African American group, they like, no, I'm gonna whip his little. Oh, we can't say that. And I said, what you say? I said, no. I said, what? I said, do you like beating people, or do you want the behavior to change? I said, I want the behavior change because sometimes we say that, but then if that's the case, what if I show you another way? Take this from this, do this, do that. She came back. She said that SH ain't gonna work. I said, okay, just try it. I came back the next week. She told me, she said, well, you know what? That SHI, you know what, works. I said, yeah. I take it back. It worked. I said, yeah, unless because I said, you got to go back like Tony said, slavery. They was taught one thing,
residual slaves,
chopping them foots off. You ain't gonna run.
That's it.
And that it was corporal punishment, and that was passed down to us. Beat them to correct them. But also it was designed. I don't want to make this like a black culture topic, but it also was to demasculate the man, and also was to separate the man, and another way of disempowering them. And so when you, which is like if you beat, and I go back to, I tell people we're not dog, but we look at animals. If you keep kicking a dog all the time, they're not going to be the dog they're supposed to be. They're going to have less courage. They're not going to be. They're afraid to tail because you keep beating them. Well, they're afraid to do something, and so they use that same mentality in slavery, and sometimes we pass down those bad behaviors culturally to our kids of just beating them, but that actually makes them more afraid to do stuff instead of having conversations with them. Do this, stop this, because you could beat them, but then you still getting the Xbox in the room. They got TV. You bring them their food in the room.
Seen
it. They got so I said, what do you call that? They said, what do you call that? I said, you call that a hotel.
Prison cell.
You call that a hotel? I mean, they like cool. You put the plate out, you pick it up. They like, then you TV in there. Man, they do good. They ain't thinking about that.
That is so true when you think about it. Yeah, they getting fed and got TV and everything.
Spoiled, whatever was spoiled.
But they on punishment.
Yeah, it's a good punishment.
Right.
And so especially nowadays, they don't need it. They don't even go outdoors anymore. So it's not a punishment to stay in. Kids don't go outdoors no more. Yeah, but anyway, so as we continue to, as Rodney leads this great discussion, unpacking men's trauma with the absence of the father, for me, it would be more transparent. It had a big impact on me. I just want to say that as he keep going, right, the question. It was not good. I know it was not good. And when I think you said earlier, I just want to go back when you say, you and Tony went to the military, but I know Tony, I don't believe, I didn't go to the military to be a patriot. I didn't go to the military because I was going to fight in my country. It was a way out of the neighborhood because if we were saying 18, you got to be gone. You got to be gone. So I remember sitting in graduation where people were excited. I got feared because I had no game plan. I didn't know Tony had a game plan until later. I had no game plan. So I said, well, he was in the military. I'm gonna do it too. I ain't never want to be in the military in my life. And the only reason I picked the Navy, I saw this guy with this nice suit on. I didn't realize I was gonna get bell bottom, so I got in there. I thought I was gonna have it all white. Hey, that was my officer. He said, well, you ain't got no education. Get you up on there with a bell bottom and straight the chain.
And the funny thing too, being in total transparency, we
Yeah.
both were bad students, so we wouldn't go to
Yeah.
college. You know what I
We were
mean?
going to,
We were just
ain't never
lucky.
thought about
We
it.
were just lucky to walk across the stage and everything. And it's like, oh, I'm getting a diploma. Okay, y'all gonna allow me to graduate? You know what I mean? We were horrible students, man,
Horrible
and
students.
stuff like that.
Man,
Horrible students,
I
but
ain't never
you know.
thought about no GPA. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah.
No. I'm just saying, by the grace of God, we was able to graduate and move forward. But hey, gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this platform. And if there's ever another opportunity, hey man, let me know. I'll work it into my schedule and stuff, man. And this has been great. And man, this is amazing. Really
Before you
amazing.
go, thank you, Tony. I want to appreciate you accept the invitation. And everything you already shared now has been a great contribution. So I know it's going to help a lot of people watching. So thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day. Tell your wife, thank you for allowing us to have you for this time.
Yes, please, thank her.
No problem at all. And I will check out the rest of the podcast when it's available.
Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Tony, man. Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Yes, sir. Same to you, gentlemen.
Have a blessed
Thank you.
day.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Now,
so through these, I mean, we covered. How was that?
No, so you can go now because I was trying. I knew he's about to jump off. So yeah, whatever you want to let you lead to go for it.
Okay. Well, we covered quite a bit in the circle of things that we talked about, breaking the curses.
Okay.
And I know that's so important that we, the fathers, now break the patterns or the bad patterns, because there's some good stuff, that I've experienced, and I'm taking those forward. I know my work ethic at church, at work, everywhere. People know I can work independently. They can trust me. I got keys to all the buildings I work in. So other texts like, you got keys? I said, the director gave me keys because she saw something trustworthy in me. And I know that came from my dad's teaching. Yep. You can trust me. What? Be early. See, he just didn't just teach me by word. He was a good example of these things. And he helped a lot of young men and women to be faithful, how to be faithful in things, how to work, how to do things. And you see some of these things on TV shows, and I did experience them. I went fishing with my dad. He didn't go fishing with his dad. So I saw where he was growing too. I look back and think about it. Yeah, he changed some stuff too. He broke some curses himself coming to me. And then I go and take it further. But yeah, we went fishing. I know he didn't go fishing, do that kind of stuff with his dad. We did vacations. He didn't do none of that stuff growing up. Once his life changed, then he changed, and then the whole house changed. So I started seeing those type of things. I knew how to do tools. By the time I got junior in high school, I knew all tools and how to work with tools. Because my dad, we drills and then let's go fix this, fix the toilet, and he gonna try and he gonna learn. He gonna keep on. That's one thing I know. Dad's gonna keep on going until he figure it out, right? And he taught that to us. Those skills. Working wise, physically, we saw him do it, and then he taught us verbally. So it's a combination of the two. So I can see, even thinking about it now, how he broke a lot of curses himself to get me where I'm at. And then I'm trying to take it even further than that, So it's very important to have that example there. And so I try to be that same for my children and then other people's children too, to be that role model kind of, just to be a good example, because I know it's important. And I think I shared this before, going to my daughter's junior high school. It was junior high school again. It was elementary. And one of the young men there asked me, because I was there all week. I had surgery on my foot or something. So I said, I'm going to go volunteer at school during the week, do some papers, get a teacher. She can go out on the break. So I was doing that for a few days and weeks and turning the weeks. And I remember a young man came into me in front of all the other kids. He said, Mr. Johnson. I said, yeah. He said, can you be my play dad? Oh, man. I'm now just even thinking about it, my eyes watering up because I stood there and I froze. Man, my eyes watered up then. I'm looking at him and all the kids are looking at me.
Oh, yeah, you can't say no.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say no. Yeah. I said, yeah, man, but I get it. He saw me there present at the school. He saw me interacting with my kids. And he wanted that.
Positive energy.
Yeah, he wanted that same thing. So the teacher told me, she said, I've never had the kids respond in the room like they do when you're here. And I know we need more male teachers for the same reason.
Wait, not to cut you off. I got since you said that. My son just at Tamarack Elementary School. They just had an assembly program for the kids. It's award ceremony.
Okay.
And what they mentioned, the principal there is black. Not to make it like that, but these are facts. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a proven fact that when these children grow up with one black male teacher or influence inside the school from elementary to high school, the statistics show that these kids are more interested in school, are more interested in this environment. They appreciate it more.
Wow.
That's the statistics. They brung that up in that. I learned that day at that school.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And then now that you say that, see, in elementary, now I remember Mr. Williams, and that's crazy. I don't know what was me in clothes, because Mr. Williams, he loved vests, he wore slacks and dress, and I dressed like that.
He had an influence on you. Yeah.
That's crazy, because now I can see this man, and he wasn't my regular teacher, and it was a class that we had to go to every now and then. I couldn't wait, because got this black man there, he's sharp as a tack with his vest and stuff on, and I really liked him. I said, man, this dude, clean, hair done. And I can still remember something silly he did because he was personable with the kids. That was the other thing. He wasn't over authoritative. He taught us, hey, we're going to mind him because children just respond different to men.
Authority,
energy.
yes.
Right? Masculine energy is different.
Yes.
So when you have a man there in that authority, they don't have to do no yelling. They ain't got to do no strict. They don't have to keep telling you stuff.
Nope.
Say, hey, did you hear me first? Yes, sir. And you're going to sit down. You don't know what's going to happen. Right? So it was always that type of situation when you have men around. So even being at the school, I saw the difference. And the teacher would tell me it was a difference. I had an opportunity to do public speaking. And so I chose to go to the school. So I went to high schools, junior high schools, and elementary. And I went to one continuation like program where it was the bad kids of the school. They had them in a separate bungalow.
Continuation.
There was continuation. Yeah, okay. I thought that was the name of it. And I went there.
I did have to deal with all the people. Continuation.
Right. And so I went to the continuation program. And I remember walking up to the door. It was the first time. I can't remember where in Los Angeles it was. And so, I'm in a suit and tie, whatever. And I was supposed to represent the city of Los Angeles Harbor Department, tell them about the Harbor Department. But I only did like the first 10 minutes of that. The rest of it, I talked to the kids about life. I said, this is my mission. You're going to allow me to speak? I'm going to be real with them and tell them. And I'll share my experience. So I get to the door and I hear the teacher talking really loud. And she started talking about God. She was so frustrated because she was with the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
She said, I know they told me this, but y'all need God. I mean, this little short white lady was in there just talking to him. I'm like, whoa, she talking to kids about God at school? I said, well, man, it must be rough. So I'm like, here we go, right? Come on, Travis. I said, I'm in the place where I'm going to be free, right?
Yeah, free.
So I walk in the door and come on in. So I gave him a little spiel about the Los Angeles Harbor Department, and then I started talking about life and different things and sharing with them my experiences and whatnot. And so it went over good. She told me at the end of the class, she walked me outside. She said, they've never responded to any speaker like they did today with you. I said, really? She said, yeah. So one of the worst students in the class was a kid named Rodney.
Rodney.
Kid you not. His name was Rodney. So I went to other schools and I got the same kind of response. They said, no, they react to you. So I got out of the program. It was a 2-year program. That was as long as I could be. And it was the city had this program. And even though you're working for them, they allow you to go out and do this. And they paid me. Yeah. I was on the clock. I said, cool. So I got a call one day from admin. And they said, hey, school you went to, they're requesting you. They said they won't take nobody else but you. They said, we know you're not on the speaker deal no more. Do you still want to go? I said, I'll be honored to go back. And they told me which one. That was the worst one. Yeah. I went, okay, yeah, I'm going back. So this is what the teacher was talking to him about God.
It was LA? It was LA?
Los Angeles. I can't remember what school it was. I'd never been in that area.
You probably went to my school.
Right? Who knows, And so I get to the gate, and a young man is standing there with a tie on, dress shirt, and some slacks. And it was Rodney.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm looking at him like, I'm looking at his attire.
He preaching to you.
Come on. Yeah. And his appearance changed.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him. He said, I was so excited you was coming back. He said, I asked the teacher, could I come and greet you and walk you to class? I said, wow, you looking sharp. He said, yeah, thank you. And he didn't change his whole look and everything. And we go to the class and I did what I did. And just seeing the impact that I had just for a brief moment, an hour or two, whatever it was, I was there, them seeing somebody. And I've heard that so many times from other people, other young men saying, you know what? I saw this person come and the way they presented it, I never saw that before. And they said, when I leave here, I want to be like that. And you gave them an option. And so that's what my dad did when he changed. He gave me an option. It was no more giving me any beer and all that stuff no more. All that stuff went out the window. So I saw him change. He was doing a physical transformation. And so then that changed my thinking and my outlook on life. So I know having the positive male figures there, I wish we would spend more time going to school. I try to, any program, I want to be there. I saw my children look with anticipation, looking around the room, and I'm 6'4", so I would stand up and they look and they smile like, yeah, your father's here.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure, no, your dad is here. I want to support you, and so then they in turn, they grow up, they supporting their children. And I know my son, he hasn't had children yet, and that I know of, amen. And so I know, I'm confident. I am confident that he is going to continue those practices and hopefully be better than me. I hope he be better than me. So let's see. We kind of hit on a lot of these things that we have here. So would you say behavior issues was a problem at times growing up, as such as aggression, delinquency, and substance abuse due to the lack of a positive male role model? I think we all unanimously.
Oh yeah.
Say,
Yes.
Yes.
Rodney, what about
them, actually.
What about Rodney? What you think about that one question?
See, did you did any of you
have
L,
feelings? L, I'm sorry. L.
Oh, I'm sorry, L.
Mm-hmm.
You sure it's L?
That last one, yes.
Oh yeah, the last one, yeah.
Yes.
In regard to social relationships, would you say at some point you struggled with forming healthy relationships? In alignment with that question, did you have difficulty understanding and expressing their emotions?
I think
I can say even with father.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a great one. When I saw in the questions, especially if you didn't grow up with a father in the home, how can you know how to have a healthy relationship when it was not modeled for you, or you didn't see it? And so when I got married, I didn't have that. Didn't know no roadmap to know give and take, how to express yourself emotionally, how to open up, how to deal with conflict, because you didn't see it. So now you coming in a relationship, it was challenging. So and then forming a healthy relationship, I don't. Truth is, my wife's my first healthy relationship. Everybody else, I knew I wasn't getting married until they thought I was getting married to them. It was nowhere in my mind thinking that marriage or faithfulness and none of that stuff. It was just nowhere in there. I just didn't have that healthy relationship mentality at all, because I was like, I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. Yeah, and because people not around, so I figured they're gonna leave too. So I ain't gonna get attached. I can say I love you, but not be in love. I'm literally. I could be like, oh, I love you, but I knew for a fact it didn't have the same meaning as you had, and so So, and that's because, again, for me, I believe I can speak to myself. I didn't have that growing up, and then when I did finally see males, I didn't have a role model like you said. You were writing people. I saw men say, "You got to be like this. This is how you do it. This is how you treat them. Put yourself first. You got to have multiple ones. You can't have just one. All the messages I had were just all. They were not good messages for a person that, when you get into church and get yourself right, and get, if you want to, and get a healthy relationship. It was none of that. No one told me those things, and didn't see it either really too much. Well, I had uncles. What I learned from them, they stayed married. Two of them, all of them, they would stay married. Most of them, but it wasn't no healthy relationship, and so it did have an impact on me forming healthy relationships and expressing my emotions. I've learned how to express emotion and treat it, now. But I had to feel like I had to be a man because I couldn't show weakness. And so it also messed us up getting close intimately, right? Because I think I shared in one broadcast, having sex does not mean intimacy. See, because that means getting close. Because intimacy is especially sharing secrets. Men. Yeah, especially men, because intimacy is sharing secrets, right? And so, so I would say for me, it did have impact on my social relationships, even probably with friends too. Well, I to a degree, I had to watch them too. So you didn't see that, and so my son seen it. I think that's why he thought about getting married forever. I was never like he's a better man than I am. So and that's because I know he had a father at home. But Yeah, he's always thought about getting married. He by the age 30, he's gonna be married. He want to have kids. He's been on it. He got the house. He did it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on it. Yeah. So, but for me, I had to learn how to get healthy, to be healthy, to be present for my son, present for my wife, present for my kid. I had to learn that, and still learning. And so, yeah. So for me, it was special expression emotions.